Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and my classroom. I just wanted to do a tiny little introductory to my latest lesson on how to draw characters and figures. So full body, including faces. My previous video was just caricatures. So this is, and extended to this is doing your caricature and then adding a body to it. So making sure that one, the body makes sense to what the face is. So man, woman, young, old. And obviously you could play with this with your, if you have younger students, maybe you could put a monster to a old man face. You know, you could play around with that, obviously. But if you're going to take it a little bit more seriously, is how to get your proper body proportions. And also to make sure, and I'll show you in a couple seconds, is make sure that your character's straight and is able to stand up properly without looking like it's tilting over. So I'm going to move my camera around so you can see my example. So this is my example of a different people and different characters on one sheet of paper. I wanted to do it on one sheet of paper only because it sort of makes a really fun collage, and each student can see the progression of their work, and they could have a lot of fun with maybe using scale, maybe making one or two characters a little bit bigger than the other, and so on and so forth. So I have a variety of female and male characters, old, and that sort of thing. So my little tip and trick for today is to make sure that all of you are drawing your characters looking like they are straight up, and they're not going to, tip over. So that's really, really important. Say if you're going to be drawing these characters in a scene at a park, sitting on a bench, that sort of thing, to make sure that they don't look like they're just about to tip over. So I thought a tip for the day is I used a ruler and I just put a nice little straight line through their feet, okay, and one straight up at a 90 degree, okay, just to make sure that you're drawing it straight. So you could put that little X, I guess you could say, in first and use that as a guide, and to make sure that your character is not so tip over. This particular character gave me a bit of trouble, just to make it, he's a larger man, and I didn't want to, at my first draft, I made him look like he was just about to tip over and not stand up straight. So what I actually discovered, that his nose or chin lined up with the heel of his shoe. So that, in end result, made it look like he was standing up straight. No problems right there. And this guy right here, my first draft, I had one foot a little bit higher than the other, so it didn't make it look like he was standing up straight. So what I did is drew a line through on the foot that I thought was right, and then I made sure that the second foot lined up really nicely. So this is just pencil first, and then Sharpie marker afterwards. And after that, when you're playing with caricatures, obviously look online, see if you could find some characters that you like to be inspired by or copy, or maybe take, face from one body and thus far. Okay, so you can, and then to make it a little bit harder, make sure there's clothing on top. Make sure that the clothing is lying and draping your character properly, okay? And if you want to have a little bit of movement, like say this character right here is walking, she's looking at here, and she has her hand up to her chin trying to figure out what she's looking at. And the wind is blowing her jacket a little bit, so it creates a little bit of atmosphere and a little bit of movement in your drawing. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will be putting the how-to video right after this, so stay tuned for that.